Hello, and welcome to another RANGROO's unit of the week. And today we are taking a look at the AH-64TD attack helicopter for the Netherlands. So during the early 70s, the United States Army wanted to acquire more anti-tank aircraft. They already had the A-10 Thunderbolt, all the early models around this time, and they wanted a helicopter to fill that role. The Cobra attack helicopter, which was the mainstay helicopter for the United States military, was pretty decent, but it didn't have the armor or the endurance or, weapon load to do what the United States Army wanted it to do. So they ended up having a competition, like all militaries, and eventually they came up with the Boeing Apache attack helicopter, and it went through multiple prototypes and whatnot until it finally got introduced into the Army in around about the early 80s, 83, I believe. And simply put, it was a rather well-armoured helicopter with fancy fire control systems. It was, as I said, well-armoured, quite fast, it could fly very low to the ground quite easily, and it could deal with tanks with Hellfire missiles. And like the name suggests, those missiles do cause a lot of hell. You can knock out buildings to knocking out T-80Us quite easily, these missiles, and the main weapon of said Apache. Now, I went through multiple models. The one we've seen game with the Netherlands is the D model, which was produced in roughly 1992, and the Netherlands managed to acquire 28 of these helicopters to use in its air force. In game, the AH-64TD is a 130-point Netherlands attack helicopter with two weapons available to it. First weapon being the M2 30mm cannon with 1,200 rounds, range around 1,575 meters. The same on helicopters, 60% accuracy, 50% while moving. 2 AP, 118, a rate of fire of 450 rounds a minute. Overall, a rather deadly autocannon, great accuracy, great range, and 2 AP is definitely enough to deal with those annoying BMPs. Overall, a very solid cannon. And secondly, we got the AGM-114A Hellfire missile with 16 of the semi-active missiles with range of ground of 2,800 meters, 17% accuracy, 50% while moving, 26 AP, and a reload time of 1 second. Overall, very powerful missiles, definitely enough to deal with those annoying T-80Us and PUs, good range, and pretty good accuracy at 70%. That's the same accuracy that you get on the Bradley TOW-2 missiles. And if you take a look at its miscellaneous stats, it's 1 frontal armor, 1 on the side, none on the back and on top. 8 HP, medium size, medium optics, a speed of 280 km an hour, an autonomy of 500 km, is air restriction 96, it can be brought up in airborne and motorized decks, and it is also a prototype unit. Now, in battle, the TD is a rather powerful attack helicopter, great for dealing with enemy armor. Now, you may be thinking, the longbow, is it better? And the answer is yes. Honest to God, the longbow, for 20 more points, you get two very important stats. You got reconnaissance optics, and you got fire and forget missiles, allowing you to spot tanks at a further distance without the use of other recon vehicles, and allowing you to hit them if you lose line of sight, because a real good player will micro their PUs and AT-UMs to fall back into a forest once your missile is fired. But it doesn't mean the TD is a bad attack helicopter. You still have fantastic armor penetration, great accuracy, you can easily kill those AT-UMs and PUs if you can get a hit on them. 2 or 3 and they usually go down, and all other tanks usually die in just 1 hit. Now, it doesn't have Hydra rockets, which definitely is a downside, because that means against infantry and entrenched in towns and light armor, you can't exactly deal with them all too well. You're going to have to get close and use a cannon to deal with said units, but you shouldn't be doing that in the first place, because you want to be very skittish with your helicopters. Don't want to get them too close to enemy AA. It is also a bit more armoured than other helicopters. It can take a few hits. But yeah, it's a very nice little attack helicopter package. It's rather equivalent to an Mi-28 or Ka-50. You gotta treat it more like that than your God of King attack helicopters, the longbow. And considering you're either going to be using a Netherlands or Netherlands German deck, this is the best anti-tank helicopter that you got, and it's honestly one of the best anti-tank aircraft you can get for either of those factions, because Hellfire missiles put a big bloody hole inside of enemy tanks. But yeah, a very solid attack helicopter choice, a great mix to use with your AH-64 escorts. And I'm going to be leaving it at that. This has been another RANGROO's Unit of the Week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, please just take it easy.